Good morning, everyone. My name is Sam. I am a nutritionist GP. Welcome to my nutritional presentation again today. Today's topic will be on vitamin B5. As usual, before I begin my presentation, I just want to show my disclaimer. In prior presentation, we have already discussed about vitamin B1, B2, and B3 as well as adenine. In this presentation, we will be focusing on vitamin B5 or pantothenic acid. Now let's begin. First, we will start with an overview. Vitamin B5 is also known as pantothenic acid. It is a water-soluble vitamin, just like other B vitamin. It dissolves in water to form an anion called pantothenate. Almost all food contains some amount of pantothenic acid or vitamin B5. Therefore, it is very unusual for an individual to suffer from vitamin B5 deficiency. About 85% of vitamin B5 in food is found in a more active form. One of them is called phosphopentathiene, and the other one is called coenzyme A. These forms are converted back to pantothenic acid by digestive enzymes after being ingested. The body absorbs about 50% of pantothenic acid from ingested foods. Absorption is by active transport at low concentrations and by passive transport at high concentrations. In terms of toxicity, there are no reports of vitamin B5 toxicity in human, even at high dosage. Excess vitamin B5 is usually excreted as pantothenic acid in the urine. However, some individuals may develop brief and mild digestive upset if they supplement with a very high dose of vitamin B5. Just like other vitamin B and vitamin C, vitamin B5 is susceptible to damage by heat, light, and oxidation. So why is vitamin B5 important? Vitamin B5 is important because it is a precursor to its more active coenzyme derivative called coenzyme A, or CoA for short. CoA plays an essential role in the production of fatty acids, membrane phospholipids, amino acids, steroid hormones, vitamin A, vitamin D, and many neurotransmitters. Coenzyme is also needed for two important processes. The first one is called acetylation. Acetylation refers to the introduction and attachment of an acetyl group onto a chemical compound. So this is an acetyl group here. And acetylation is important because it helps in DNA transcription as well as in the expression of genes. The next process that coenzyme A is involved in is called acylation of proteins. Acylation refers to the process of adding an acyl group to a compound. So this is an acyl group here. It is important for interactions between proteins, as well as allowing proteins to attach to membranes and help with biological signaling. Next, we will take a look at the chemical structure. The following part is a simplified sequence of conversion of vitamin B5 pantothenic acid to its more active coenzyme derivative form. Some people might find this a little bit boring, but I hope you can learn something from this. So vitamin B5 exists in its basic form as pantothenic acid. It can dissolve in water to form an anion called pantothenate. The pantothenate is then converted to 4-phosphopantothenate by the addition of a phosphate group here. The existing molecule is then converted to 4-phospho and pantothenoyl cysteine by the addition of a cysteine amino acid here. The next step, a carbon dioxide group is then removed to form a smaller molecule called 4-phosphopentatene. Pentatene is then converted into D-phosphocoenzyme A. The D-phosphocoenzyme A is then converted into the coenzyme A form by the addition of a phosphate group. So this is for understanding purpose only. There is no need to memorize. It's just to help us understand how amazing nature is. So what happens if you don't have enough vitamin B5? Because vitamin B5 or pantothenic acid is almost everywhere and found in almost all food, it is very unusual for an individual to suffer from vitamin B5 deficiency. The exception is in people with severe malnutrition, such as in prisoners of war, such as those in prisoners of war in World War II. During World War II, prisoners of war with severe malnutrition developed the following symptoms: numbness and feebness of the hand and feet. Therefore, vitamin B5 has been associated with what we call burning feet syndrome. Other symptoms may include headache, fatigue, irritability, and restlessness. In summary, vitamin B5 is very important. The basic form is called pantothenic acid, and it is converted to the very important coenzyme form called coenzyme A. And coenzyme A is involved in fatty acids production, membrane phospholipid synthesis, synthesis of amino acids, steroid hormones, vitamin A, vitamin D, and neurotransmitters. Two other important processes, including acetylation and acylation, all depends on the presence of coenzyme A. Next, I want to discuss something that really amazed me. I am not sure whether you are amazed by what you saw in the conversion process of the basic form of vitamin B5 to its coenzyme form, coenzyme A. The same applies to other conversion processes for vitamin B1 to B4 that we have discussed so far. I think that Mother Nature is really amazing. Our cells essentially are huge and very complicated and complex bioreactors. And the enzymes inside the cells are the factory worker, while the coenzymes are the factory worker assistants, while our cell contains all the life-sustaining instruction within the DNA. So by the way that Mother Nature creates us, given the appropriate livable conditions and environments, such as the presence of water, oxygen, nutrients, correct temperature, correct pH, and correct electrical balances, our cellular machinery, which is given to us by our Mother Nature, will automatically instruct the enzymes and the coenzymes to produce energy, and then use the energy to produce, repair, and make copies of cellular structures, and also use the energy and the raw material to produce more copies of the workers and co-workers themselves. I am very amazed by this, and I hope while reading through this, you too feel amazed by the way that Mother Nature creates us and given us all the necessary tool to survive and thrive in this world. Thank you very much for watching my nutritional presentation. If you like my presentation, please kindly subscribe and share. Again, stay alive, stay safe, and stay healthy. Many thanks. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.